Let's hope for a nice and speedy race. I mean, I personally hope it's speedy. I want to get to bed.
Well, let's see how they do. All right, and they're going underway. There they go.
So Swerb's setting. Yes, so Swerb's at 11 p.m. for his time. Soul's setting 10 a.m. That might be. Yeah, that might be a little difficult for Soul, given the goals on the card. He has to do the bug catching contest. And collect Poison Barb, which can only be done on Friday.
Yeah, if he's gonna go for... He's gonna have to go for one of them, right? So he might end up having to reset. Yeah, he's going for Tuesday, so he's doing the bug catching contest, it seems. So he's gonna have to reset.
Well, it's possible that he could find a Poison Barb just lying around on the ground. He might be banking on that.
Starters don't look great. It was Sea King and Nidorino.
And Magikarp.
Magikarp.
Hey, Vanilla Elixir Strats.
Swerb takes the Magikarp. Like a champ.
Yeah, you know, it could be... he needs a king. It could be big enough to get the Elixir.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually not a bad call.
And it gives him guaranteed Magikarp info. Soul seems a little lost on what to take. He's going for the Magikarp too! And right off the bat, we've got a Wigglywoo on Route 29. One of the Pokemon that can be on the card doesn't appear to be on the card this time through. As far as running the Pokemon, Wigglywoo is not the best choice. It's especially defensive, but that's about it.
Yeah, and it's not evolved in Crystal. That's not until much later in the generations. It is not super great.
Speaking of not super great, look at that Magikarp's moveset.
Well, I mean, you're not really gonna be running that no matter. Like, even if it had an amazing moveset, probably gonna get swapped to something different. Because that early game would be brutal.
I mean, the only time I would consider running Magikarp would be if it had Boom and could just blow itself up so that it didn't have to deal with it anymore. So, one of the things that Better Marks does is it allows our runners to get Pokeballs before the Pokedex. Carissa answered a question in the chat. Yeah, Magikarp size is based on the DVs in Gen 2. In Generation 4, it's actually based on a separate personality value.
Alright, we'll start with a slight lead early on, making his way to Mr. Pokemon.
There's a Haunter. I would consider running that.
Would you consider running it with Mega Kick?
I mean,
I guess it's better than Triple Kick, but...
yeah, marginally.
Regardless, we're just gonna check it out, probably.
Yeah. Soul running into a fake Wigglywoo, which is also on Route 29.
Which can also be on the card, but is not this time around.
Yeah. Opting not to take the checkpoint in Cherry Grove, that could come back to bite him if he runs into... He's selling his potion! Why?
He doesn't need them where he's going.
I was about to say, if he runs into trouble on this route...
All Pokeballs.
He's going to wipe all the way back to New Bark.
Fire Blast, Bubble Beam.
Yeah, I'd run that.
There's a Nidoqueen, though.
Is that on the card? They both found the Nidoqueen. Wait, it has thunder!
Thunder!
He's dead!
Oh no.
That's exactly what I was talking about!
Yeah, that's really rough. But at least he knows that Nidoqueen is good, possibly. Nidoqueen has a respectable special attack stat. Kind of low total stat points, but in general, it's pretty balanced.
Yeah.
Thunder Giga Drain, it's okay. Haunter's probably better just because it has Bubble Beam Fire Blast, but
Yeah.
both not great.
Well, blessings. Blessings be upon these runners.
Got Fraligator. See.
Yeah, hopefully it's somewhat good. Mimic, Sleep Talk, Octazooka. Well, let's stab Octazooka.
I would probably run the Stab Octazooka for Alligator. Octazooka's pretty strong, and Fraligator does not have bad special attack, so...
It's also an accuracy reducing move. So, you know, if he gets into a bind with the AI, it's just always hitting its Zap Cannon. That Octazooka can come in and help out.
There's a Flying type in Zatu, so that's 1 for Soul. Seeking Swaggering the Haunter.
Yep.
Yeah,
The rival is configured such that he always takes the starter that's to the right of the one that you chose, and he keeps that starter throughout the run. So every time the runners fight the rival, he'll have that Seeking. And dead. Looks like it's up to you, Magikarp. Double Strap does nothing. But maybe it'll do something with the attack boost. He's using Icy Wind? Oh. Seeking his counter. That's actually a good play.
This is still a much longer fight for the rival than you'd like to have. This is a lot of time.
He's going to run out of Icy Wind PP. Or actually, he's going to run out of health first. And dead. Hopefully this is enough for the Haunter to clean up. It's going for Fire Blast. Not sure why.
Well, Mega Kick wouldn't have killed. Now it will kill.
Yeah.
If the first Mega Kick didn't do that much, it did maybe like a 5th.
Wigglytuff has Explosion! Soul is not having a good time of this.
Yeah, he's quite the bit behind Swerb now. He's getting the checkpoint this time around
Yeah.
with stopping at the Pokemon Center, but he needs to make up quite a bit of footing now.
Yeah, he still needs to go to Mr. Pokemon's house, get that Pokedex. Yeah, seriously. Stab, boom, Wigglytuff. So much fun. Alright, so I believe Soul picked up the item ball on the northeast end of the route. I've missed what it was.
I believe it was leftovers.
Okay,
Yeah, pretty sure it was leftovers.
that's a pretty good item.
I mean, it's a good item, but the only issue with it is you lose a lot of time if you put it on a Pokemon because of the text that pops up.
Yeah. But when is the difference between time lost from text and time lost from wiping all the way back to New Bark Town?
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's one of those things that add up, and you're usually fine if you have potions throughout the run anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally don't do well in menus. So the less healing I have to do in a menu, the better.
Looks like Soul is going to be settling on this Zatu. It does have Stab, Drill Peck, and Flying is a pretty good stab move.
Yep.
But I think it had like Bite and Leech Life for its other moves. So not particularly great moves aside from the Drill Peck.
Yeah, it's pretty much steel-walled if he goes with that. I mean, unless it gets a good move by level up. At the very least, this is going to get him past Rival 1.
Yeah.
Why is he healing? He got a free heal from Mr. Pokemon. I don't know.
Don't think Swerb is particularly happy with his Haunter still.
I mean... yeah, Hyper Fighting is the last move, so... again, not the best coverage. I think he's just catching stuff for the full move sharing its types.
Yeah, maybe.
For Alligator is a good choice. It has that Stab, Octazooka, and then you can pick up Waterfall from Ice Path. Teach it Surf and Whirlpool, which are guaranteed.
And they might be making their way over to Blackthorn anyway for that Black Belt goal. So Swerb can complete that goal now if he goes through Price's Gym. Oh no, he actually doesn't need to, but
yeah. Curious to see what this Rapidash has. Yeah, they could do the same thing with a normal type. In fact, it's best to do it with a normal flying type, such as Pidgey, because they can teach it all the normal HMs and all the flying type HMs.
yeah, and there are quite a few normal flying type Pokemon. So it's usually you're almost always gonna run into one of them because there's like Fearow, Pidgey, even not Togekiss, the one before Togetic, even Togetic. Yeah. So there's a ton of them that you can find.
And in fact, if you make it your HM slave, oh, Soul is doing Garf strats. My man! And it's a Kadabra.
Yep.
Not on the card this time, but, you know, good try. But yeah, with Noctowl or Fearow on the card, if they find that early on in the game, they could use it for their HM slave, teach it Cut, Strength, Fly, and Sweet Scent.
The double Vaporeon trainer? Hello?
What? Is this even randomized?
That's not something every day. Did Soul end up catching a Bellsprout? Because I do want to see what that trade could be. It might be something useful.
Yeah, he didn't. Otherwise, he'd have the marker next to it.
Yeah.
But Bellsprout, oh, he's just killing it for experience for the Magikarp, which he is running.
He's in it for the long haul.
Okay. I mean, I've questioned enough from him, I guess. Yeah, the Bellsprout can be traded in at Violet. Ooh, Swerb forgetting about this Bugcatcher here. Yeah, you can trade the Bellsprout in Violet. Normally you get an Onyx for it, but that's randomized.
Ooh, but he has the Murkrow info.
Murkrow info! There we go. That's another flying type and a goal in and of itself.
Yeah, so that is actually not the worst Pokemon he could have ran into from that optional.
And we get a baby poke. Not on the card, but good to see. Validation Cleffa.
He's giving the Magikarp the leftovers. He's doing Pika strats.
Oh no. So, this is a mistake.
Well, it looks like they're gonna have some money early on, because they did pick up that Slowpoke tail. So that's some
Yeah.
easy money, with it not being on the card, and a Max
Yeah.
Elixir.
Yeah, the Max Elixir could come in handy later on.
Another flying type.
He's trying to run. I don't think he realizes that Hoppip is flying type.
He's
Anyway.
sharpening with the Magikarp. Sharpen strats.
He's looking kind of sharp today. Kappa. Is
I mean,
he doing Gyarados strats?
I was about to say, like, realistically, so I don't agree with running the Magikarp because there are better mains, like we saw the Feraligatr. The Nidoqueen isn't the worst thing in the world. It does have Thunder, Giga Drain, but it's serviceable. But I guess with Sharpen, if Magikarp's level 15 move is decent, and he evolves into Gyarados, it won't be bad by the time he gets the Goldenrod.
I would not run the Gyarados with this moveset, though.
Yeah, it's heavily dependent on the level 15 move he learns, but...
Yeah. He's gonna have a lot of trouble on some of these fights. Swerb going straight to the tower, not even checking what the 9 is. NPC getting in his way. Just like all NPCs do. Ooh, amulet coin.
Yep, no struggle for money this run.
Yeah, he just has to remember to equip it, and it looks like he's doing that right now.
And Soul gonna swap over to the Haunter as well, it seems.
And he's also going to get that Murkrow info. Pardon me.
Oh, we're gonna get Golbat info from this trainer right now. Because of the beat up. Beat up spoiled.
Yep. Oh my god, Crunch Clefable. The other half of the Wigglytuff or Clefable goal that's sometimes on the card. Fire, please. That was one time. Yeah, there was a practice run that Fire and I did where I made a mistake with the randomizer and ended up putting Garbage Leader in the fishing slots, so the Magikarp was at level 135.
Yeah, when you were testing out the new ROM.
Yeah.
Ooh, Soul walking straight down.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know this trainer's vision, but he does now!
Yep, lesson learned.
You don't learn until you mess up. The 4-hour erection... Yeah, it should have been Pokedex 44, for that particular instance. It was just writing data at the wrong offset. Ooh, Synflora.
Yep, some Flora info. So that... Assuming both Synflora and Golbat are in reasonable spots, that makes column 3 doable.
Makes column 3 doable, it makes... Well, the Golbat makes row 2 doable.
It does, yeah, they have Murkrow information too. So, assuming Rando's nice today, this card ROM combo might not be half bad.
Got a Wild Phanpy, which can also be on the card.
Alright, Swerb gonna be picking up his Flash HM shortly now. That'll give Soul info on where Swerb is at this point. And Crocnaw info. Holy
Oh my
cow!
God. This ROM is loaded!
Everything you need in like the first 20 minutes, pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, obviously they can be in Kanto or somewhere like Whirl Islands, but still, it is nice seeing all these Pokemon early on in the seed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to thank Norestra for making this ROM. I'm gonna ask him to make all my ROMs from now on. Oh my goodness, Shadow Ball Machop.
Yeah, that's physical and kind of hurts.
And Monty Dog. Okay, Soul now making it into Violet. And the card spoiling it for us. Swerb has made it through. Lazy Crystal.
Another optional for Soul.
Hopefully he gets some info from him. Got Arcanine. Not on this card.
Well, the nice thing is with them grabbing Flash, they also get extra levels for Faulkner Gym, which can sometimes be one of the big first walls in the seed.
Yeah, I usually save Flash for later when I run, unless I need the extra levels to get past the 9, which Swerb is going right into now. He thought he could dodge him, but nope. That man has vision. And a Jolteon.
Yep, so they've seen 2 evolutions so far.
Yep.
So we'll see if they go. I assume they're gonna go for that goal at some point.
Oh no. Okay.
Reflect. Not the best move.
Yeah.
It's okay as a safety, but
But Swerb makes it past the 9 alive. And now he saves. There's Execute, so... You know, if Simflora doesn't pan out, at least we have another path.
yeah, and a relatively easy path. Because you have also Leaf Stone, and that's viable. So
Yeah, all the stones can be purchased on the Goldenrod Mart 4th floor. Yeah, I've got Smeargle in the wild there. Not really that useful.
we got Eevee info.
Yep, this card is free.
We say that, but never know. Never know until you look at that Pokedex. But it is looking really good for these runners right now.
Just watch. TM20 is going to be the first TM they find in Union Cave.
Oh, that would be something.
They've had a race where there were 2 random TMs on the card and they were both in the national park area. Anyway, at 24 minutes in, Swerb is the first of our runners to collect a badge.
Yep, sub 25. Not too bad considering they went up Sprout Tower. So
Yeah. You know, usually 30 minutes is the upper limit of a good Faulkner time. there's situations where even the best runner will have a 40-minute Faulkner just because of which Pokemon are available in the early routes to run.
Yeah. It is a randomizer, so sometimes you just get screwed out of a main and you lose a ton of time. But thankfully, once you get a main rolling and you start going, it's pretty painless. The other big wall we're going to be seeing, potential wall, is in Slowpoke Well. The level 14 is usually a problem for some runners, depending on their Pokemon, but we'll see what that ends up being.
Yeah, I mean, Swerve's already at level 14, so he shouldn't have as much trouble.
Nifty Thunderstone.
Yep, if that Eevee ends up being useful, they can use that to evolve into a Jolteon. There's a Dodrio. It's a flying type. It may not have wings, but it's definitely a bird.
And it is a flying normal, so...
Yeah, it's a good cut, sweet scent fly snipe.
So he won't have to go out of his way for the, he'll have to go out of his way for Waterfall and Ice Path. But not that that's super time intensive, but...
Well, he killed it with Bubble Beam, so...
Maybe he will, then.
Yeah, there seems to be a trend with our runners not knowing that you can say no by pressing B.
Oh, and there's the Execute. Opting not to catch it. It's in the Sprout Tower.
Soul, what are you doing? Oh yeah.
There's a Firestone.
Okay, so Evolutions is free given existence of Eevee.
Yeah. Literally free. Well, I guess Pokeballs cost money, but close enough.
And minimum catch rate costs time. But, you know.
There's the repel.
Don't use it! Like a tongue. The counterpart to Tangela, which... Pokemaniac. This always happens. I try to explain something, and then one of the runners does something that interrupts me. Like, gets into a fight with an optional that doesn't even pan out.
Oh my god.
Did I call that, or did I call that?
You did call that.
Burn the witch!
This seat is rigged. I don't have any words.
Hey, there's a little Dodrio. Yeah, the repel in this race is only... Ooh, Yanma. Is only good for selling for money. Carissa, that is assuming that Soul is paying attention to the order and timing of when goals are marked. We assume the best from our runners. And then we get wildly disappointed.
And with Endure, that opens up column 1. If they want to go do the Ruins of Al puzzles. I don't expect either of them are... Oh, and there's Murkrow.
Oh, there's Murkrow.
Alright, well... The seed is kind today.
Yeah. It's nice to see a friendly seed after a day of practice races in which the hard ROM combo were quite unkind. This is not a Herc ROM, just saying. Is it? Did he make a new ROM? I think Norai's... Yeah, Norai's made this ROM.
Soul finishing up Faulkner. Still sub 30 Faulkner with Sprout Tower, so not the worst thing in the world.
Now he sees the Murkrow being marked.
Yeah, you gotta figure with all these goals being marked in short succession, that Soul will pick up on where Swerb is. Especially if he knows of where Vanilla Poison Barb normally is.
Well, he won't be picking up the Poison Barb because he's set Tuesday.
Oh, no, I know, but I'm just saying if he knows where Vanilla Poison Barb is, he could infer that Swerb picked it up and that TM20 is in Union Cave and that the Murkrow is also probably in Union Cave.
Yeah, possibly. Alright, now I'm going to predict, because I'm so good at predicting, that Ho-Oh is going to be in the well.
Oh, I was gonna say, I predict the level 14 to be a Ho-Oh with Shadow Ball, but
That would be the worst!
it would be great for our entertainment, but not so much for either of these runners with their Haunters.
Well, hopefully they remember to checkpoint in Azalea, both of them. As a quick reminder, checkpointing in Gen 2 is as easy as stepping foot in the Pokemon Center. Just a hidden item behind here. In Vanilla, it's a full heal. Here, it's a Hearthstone. Probably gonna sell that.
You're gonna do some inventory cleaning up. They got quite a bit of money items. It kind of makes that... It almost feels like that amulet coin isn't even worth throwing on with just the amount of money they have now.
Well, I mean, if they want, they can buy a boatload of Pokeballs in the late game and just throw them at whatever they find. It's certainly a viable strat.
Nothing interesting in the Poison Barb spot, so we at least got that info out of Soul. It was just a Berserk Gene. Nothing like, not a Berry Juicer and Elixir. Thankfully, for Swerb, I guess.
There's a Miltank down here. It's not on the card, but on the subject of Miltanks, TM13 is on the card. And you have to feed a Miltank to get that.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, Soul loses out on by not setting his timer,
He
tonight.
can clock reset.
Yeah, he can clock reset, but that is still really time consuming.
Yeah. That's also assuming that he knows how to clock reset. It's not a straightforward procedure. You have to do a specific button combo that involves releasing some buttons while holding others down.
Yeah, and then you also type in all your info and money. It is a huge time sink to just reset your time. It's not fun. So far, Slowpoke Well's been pretty kind to Swerb. Nothing too crazy.
I mean, you're right. I wouldn't call the Nidoking too crazy.
That's a Murkrow for Soul.
Lovely kiss.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Yep. This Pokemon is trying to be the 4 non-TM, non-damaging moves Pokemon.
Yeah. There was a race earlier in the week between Dulls and... Who was Dulls racing? Well, I know it was a race earlier this week, and Dulls had an opportunity to learn Spore. He didn't take it, and then the level 14 was a Mewtwo with Psychic. And I forget what he was running, but it was weak to Psychic.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I remember that.
So...
Well, the level 9 is a Clefable with Crunch. Equally painful. Krabby's another trade Pokemon. You can go to Olivine and trade it for... I don't even know what that is in Vanilla. And wow. I forgot that Bide's a normal type.
Soul didn't end up checking the TM, unfortunately for him. Maybe he knows it's there, and he's gonna come back later.
Or maybe he just doesn't know that there's a TM there.
Yeah, maybe. We'll find out eventually, I suppose. Oh, level 14 Century. Well, Swerb's probably fine.
Yeah, it's not too threatening.
Just a one-shot.
So one of the advantages that Soul has is that center goal. 3 level 30 plus Pokemon. And there's 2 slots in Johto that are level 30. And they only appear in the daytime, which is what Soul has set. Krabby for Voltorb. Yeah, that sounds familiar. So, Swerb, having set 11 PM, will probably want to clock reset if he wants to go for the goal that way. He could also run into one of the roaming Pokemon, which will release in about half an hour.
Yeah. Or he could do the whole Suicune side event.
Yep. Which is 3 additional fights.
Yep.
It's probably better to go for the level 30 on Route 45 or Dark Cave Blackthorn side, because you're going to be in that area anyway for Call of Black Belts. Fire. Are you calling Krabby for Shuckle to be the trade? Because if you're right, we'll have to burn you, witch. Anyway, Soul now making it to the well. Swerb about to start the Bugsy fight. Get his second badge. And the ability to use Cut outside of battle.
Another Vaporeon. Third one this feed.
It's an attack. That's not fun.
Sand attacked Mega Kick.
Yeah.
Yep, there's a miss.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Swerb does such starts medic. Ay, so many flying types.
With outrage.
Stab outrage!
It doesn't do that much, thankfully. Well, by not that much, I mean he doesn't get 2 shots, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Still painful.
Double team strats, I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
He just has to hit the rest of his moves.
Oh man.
Just reading a comment in chat.
So
Black
much
Belt Matt essentially saying, "Call me."
Bone Meringue. Oh, well, he's lucky that he didn't use that earlier on.
Man, almost hard for the last one. Mega Kick is a normal
Minimize.
type move. And Fire Blast is quad resisted.
All these misses. They're both abusing their evasion moves.
This is so painful. Okay.
Alright, well, it's over.
We're through. Soul taking a heal, even though he absolutely does not need that. Kurt gives you a free heal when you warp out of the well. Guess he missed his hidden item before.
Well, Swerb will have plenty of time to get over to the bug catching contest. Sometimes, if you get a bad early game, you're kind of cutting it close with the bug catching contest, but no problem this time around.
Yeah. And saving in the optimal spot prior to the rival fight. Yeah. You see the runners saving quite often for the sake of having a quick reset point in case something bad happens. You'll usually want to save right in front of a major fight such as a rival or gym leader. Or some event that you can do once and only once. For example, if burn, poison, or paralyze Sudowoodo is on the card, the runners will often save before the Sudowoodo.
That lantern with the earthquake crit on Soul's Haunter.
Yeah, I don't think Soul healed the paralysis. So he had that going against him as well.
Yeah.
He's also using Icy Wind on Lantern.
Yeah, I don't know when he last saved, unfortunately, too.
Yeah, so he's gonna be taking this swipe. Did he
Unless
check-
Murkrow.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Murkrow's getting big.
The champ.
Praise Black-White Experience. What that does is it uses the black and white experience curve, so if you defeat something that's a higher level than you earn more experience than if you were the same level, or a higher level than the defeated opponent.
Alright, well, he gets through that fight fine, thankfully. Not gonna lose half his money.
Yeah. What's he doing? He's deposited the Murkrow! Okay. Carissa, I believe Hunter involves in the 30s or something like that. 37. So Swerb is using that Magikarp as an HM slave. I don't blame him. I wouldn't use Magikarp for anything else.
Well, you would use him to get an elixir or a... Yeah,
Yeah! You know... Without goals on the card, I usually bank on it appearing on the ground somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Ironically, the vanilla method is kind of the more unorthodox way of getting that goal usually, because of the DB values being randomized, but...
Well, there's a Spearow. That's also a flying type. Yeah, so the other way to get Berry Juice Elixir is to catch a Shuckle, give it a berry, and then defeat enemy Pokemon. And every time you win a fight, the Shuckle has a 1 in 16 chance of converting that berry into a berry juice.
Soul entering the rival fight now? I guess one thing I'd like to bring
he
up...
wiped in the gym.
Oh, did he? So he's just getting this for experience then?
Yeah, I think he was trying to go into Alex Forest.
I see. Well, one thing I want to bring up is the fact that... One interesting thing from our perspective, Fire Dog.
Hot dog.
The one interesting thing from the commentators and the viewers' perspective is we get to see a lot of the information straight up without repels. So we can see what's in Elix, what's in Oli's routes, because they're not using repels because they can't. A lot of the time it would be a guessing game because a lot of the runners just blaze through the game without repel.
Yeah,
But
by
that's
the
one
way,
benefit.
Swerb just passed right over a hidden item location. He could have checked that.
Ooh, that's... Yeah, I've done that before, and it has been a berry juice and a seed where I've needed it, so...
Yeah,
Don't want to forget that item on the way to Headbutt.
exactly. I always check as many item locations as is convenient. Like if I'm going for a headbutt anyway, I check that item. There's also an item in the daycare that I check. Let's see if Swerb knows about that one.
Oh yeah, he knows about that one. He has gotten it before in races, so... Just a matter of remembering.
Yep.
Soul going right. Getting info from the right trainer. Skarmory, not on the card.
Could be on the card.
Well, I guess it's kind of on the card because of a flying type, but
Yeah.
not of super high value.
Yeah. The daycare item, just a Pokédoll today. The Swerb is the first to make it all the way into Goldenrod at 46 minutes in.
Yep, probably just gonna get his bike and head straight over to the bug catching contest.
I don't blame him at all. One thing that I like to do in Goldenrod is grab the coin case and check the Game Corner Pokemon. Who knows? One of them could be on the card.
Yeah, and it's not that costly either. And with the amulet coin, they should have no problem affording any of the Game Corner Pokemon if they're on the card.
Yeah.
See what Kenya is. Never mind. Full inventory.
Yep.
Or full party, rather.
Yeah, he's gonna need to deposit some stuff here. And why is he going for this first? I mean, I guess you could do it this way.
Yeah, I don't think there's a huge time difference if you
It's
do it
just-
either way.
It's just one extra fight with potential info, although in this unfortunate case, we're not getting any useful info.
Yeah, he just going straight for the TM.
He has the TM. Oh, 20 different TMs though.
Yep. It's a Raikou. I would check it. Well, maybe not now. Not with that Vine Whip.
Vine Whip is not the kind of move you want to see on something you're thinking of running.
Yeah, I mean, he could have had better moves, but I probably would have ended up checking that because Raikou is a really, really solid main. Only downside for it is the legendary experience it gains, but we're sticking with the Haunter.
Yeah, Haunter is a good Pokemon in and of itself.
Yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an interesting Sudowoodo Pokemon for a Switch. Something better than the Haunter, that is. But we're gonna have to wait until they're done with the rest of Goldenrod for that.
And he's not going to the contest right away.
Oh wait,
Oh,
no,
because
he's
it's
fine.
still Friday.
It is Friday. You're right.
Yeah, so Swerve can't do the contest yet. He has to wait until the date rolls over to Saturday. So he's going to do this stuff in Goldenrod first. As I mentioned before, he's down in the Goldenrod on the ground.
Yeah, I'm
Almost
used
going
to
to pick up the coin case.
runners doing it the other way around, where they set it for Thursday, do the bug catching contest, and go back for
Yeah,
Poison Barb.
there's two schools of thought on this. My route is typically what you just explained with doing the contest first and doing the Poison Barb and cleanup. This also seems to be what Soul is going for. Alright. So the reason why you want to get the coin case, as I mentioned before, is that there's 3 Pokemon in the game corner, and you can't even check what they are without the coin case.
Yeah, you could theoretically have 3. You could have Ho-Ho, Paris, and Noctowl on the card, and they can all be in the game corner, and it won't show up on your Pokedex as being in Kanto. So it's definitely a
Yeah,
for the time
won't show up
investment.
in
It's not
Johto.
that bad.
It also won't show up as being in Johto either.
Oh yeah, sorry, I meant Johto. My apologies.
Yeah, what is this, Gen 1?
Not quite. There's a Hoppip. I mean,
he passed up on a Hoppip before. I don't think he's going to go for it now.
you're probably right.
So, in Whitney's gym, which is shaped like a Clefairy, there's 3 fairly medium level Pokemon that you need to get through. One level 18 on this girl, and then an 18 and a 20 on Whitney. Game corner purchases, I believe they're 10, 15, and 20.
I want to say it's 5:15, 5:10. Hold on.
5, 10, 15? You could be right.
Let me double check for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, Chikorita into Bayleaf, not really the optimal route, especially since there's no evolution-related goals. There's Grimer info. That Road 2 Call 3 could be free. Soul still seems to be having trouble getting past Bugsy. He's going to miss his window for the contest because he set his clock to Tuesday. So he's going to end up on Wednesday, where he can get a black belt, but not necessarily call a black belt. Anyway, at 52 minutes in, Swerb is our first to get 3 badges.
Yeah,
He's
gonna make his way over to Ekritique. He's still a bit behind on the bug catching contest time. He needs to kill another 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do that. He's probably gonna come back later, clean that up. And now we finally get to see what Kenya is. It's a bug of some sort. It is a pincer with thunder and agility. And 2 other moves that I didn't catch because he checked it too quickly. Oh, yep, he's going for the defeat 4 trainers goal. That could kill enough time.
So to clarify about the Pokemon, no, the game corner, it's 5, 15, 15.
5, 15, 15. Okay,
Yeah,
I was wrong about one of them.
we got the 10 mixed up in there, just 2 15s instead.
Yeah.
Another neat thing is we're going to be getting some juicy trainer info from these 4 trainers here in National Park while they're doing that goal.
Yep. So far, nothing much. And Nidoqueen, which we already have. So, not much info from these first 2 trainers. Soul, meanwhile, finally making it past Bugsy at 54 minutes in.
Yeah, he's quite a ways behind now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to blitz like there's no tomorrow. And if he wants to do the bug count, catching contest, he will need to clock reset. Possibly twice. Yeesh. This mill tank's not being much fun. This is a Weedle in the national park. Oh, you're right. I completely forgot. Soul is set to daytime. So
Yeah.
he'll still be able to do the contest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so used to setting the clock to 11 p.m. So that's my mistake.
Yeah, he passed over the poison barb earlier, and that I forget what was on that. It was just a berserk gene, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, well,
Anyways.
that's another goal for Swerb. And the 4 trainers.
It's still a little early for the clock rollover, so he's going to pick up the items now. Get the extra stats on his bike. Possibly get an early call from the bike shop.
Yeah, I think he really just wants to do it now, maybe. Which is why he's doing this, and then by the time he gets to the Sudowoodo. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Unfortunately.
Not even a good TM. That's Chuck's TM.
Yeah.
So it's not going to count extra for the 20 TMs.
We got a level ball though, which is basically a master ball.
Yeah, it's a soft master ball. The way that minimum catch rate works. For those of you unfamiliar, minimum catch rate is essentially every Pokemon has its base catch rate set equal to Magikarp, so it's a 1 in 3 chance to catch from full health. And the catch chance curve is modified as well, so that at 1/3 health it's a guaranteed catch. Ball modifiers don't have any effect on this. So Great Ball, Ultra Ball would do exactly the same as a Pokeball. Master Balls are Master Balls, and Level Balls have an additional check. I just got confetti on my restream. That distracted me.
Yeah, level balls just have some sort of weirdness behind them where they're effectively a soft master ball, just because of the minimum catch rate. So, but everything else is the same. The modifiers don't work. There are points where if you lower a Pokemon's HP too much, it can roll over to a 0 catch rate, and then it becomes impossible to catch. But that usually doesn't happen, thankfully.
Yeah, I believe it's fixed in this version of the ROM.
Swerb catching the Scyther. Swerb getting pretty close, I think, to the 7 different flying type Pokemon goal. Not too far off.
I think he wants this Bright Powder. Yeah.
Well, he's using it. I mean, Bright Powder is not the worst.
I wouldn't go out of my way for it, personally.
Yeah. Hey man, that life-saving miss. Never know when it's gonna happen. But yeah, with Amulet, coin on the seed, I also probably would not go for that either.
Yeah. Are you getting confetti on your restream?
I am. I'm not sure what that's about, but
It would be fun if we can like project that onto the Twitch stream itself. But I think that's just a mixer thing.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a mixer thing.
So
Anyway.
dumb.
So in Goldenrod, Swerb selling his items.
Yep.
We're gonna get Rival 3 coming up soon, which is, I want to say, like, the last big wall of the mid-game. Well, the first big wall. The first wall of the mid-game and kind of the last wall of the run, unless you're going all the way to Claire's Gym or something.
Yeah. Rival 3 tends to be a bit of an issue, especially if you're underprepared. But in most runs you'll have a main that can scrape by. At this point you have Surf, or are about to get Surf in Swerb's case. Surf, I think it's the special move that has the best coverage in the game, going up against rock types, ground types, fire types, neutral and most other types.
Yeah, water is like one of the best typings in Crystal, being only weak to lightning and grass. So
Yep.
that, and there are so many water types in the game that generally Surf highly benefits those who use one of those water types early on. That's not the case here, obviously. Haunter is not a water type, but Surf is still a strong enough move on its own that it's almost always worth teaching to your main.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, unless you have something like Hydro Pump and really good luck throughout the run.
Looks like Soul's picking up Chikorita, maybe looking to evolve it into a Bayleaf.
Yeah. It has teleport! You can skip fly!
It also has Thunderbolt, which... I mean, if it was on any other Pokemon, he'd be super happy about that.
Yeah.
But not a level 5 Chikorita. I don't expect a fly skip, though, if I'm being honest here.
Not from this runner, no.
Yeah. Alright, replacing Bubble Beam with Surf. Good call.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. Having two moves at the same type is typically not the best way to go. There is a bag shop call.
Yeah, a bit early. Gonna get an Ekritik is... It's okay. The latest you'll usually get it is in, like, on your way to Lake of Rage. This is generally a pretty early bike call, but I mean, he was killing time getting TMs and stuff in National Park, so to be expected.
Yeah. Normally, you'd get that TM in the contest and then just quit out, save yourself some movement. There's the Skarmory from earlier. Yeah, Swerve's gonna catch it. He must be close to 7 flying types by now.
He's either at 5 or 6, I want to say.
I wonder if he's going to check soon.
Oh, and they got Grimer info in Whitney's gym, I believe.
Yeah, I called that out earlier.
Yeah, missed that.
Yeah,
so that's neat.
That was while you were checking up on the Game Corner levels.
Yep. So that'll be an alternative to the Golbat, because I don't think we know where Golbat is still. If it's in a reasonable spot or not.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. Looks like Swerb is using the Bright Powder strats.
I mean, he has double... Did he replace Double Team? If he still has Double Team, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world.
We'll see.
Yeah, he still has Double Team. So,
Bright Powder evasion strats. Let's go.
Strat, alright.
It's a play, alright.
Oh, the brutal score. With Psywave, not gonna do too much damage, thankfully, because it's not really a psychic move. It's weird. It's a weird damage calculation for Psywave.
Yeah, it basically rolls a random number and just uses that as a power. Also, sleep is not fun to be inflected with in Gen 2. You can be asleep for up to 7 turns in a row.
Surfing through the team, though. No major holdups, it looks like, for Swerb here. Seeking, but I mean, by this point, I don't think it still has Swagger.
Yeah. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this is the same seeking from the beginning of the game. Alright, so we're going to be able to hear the legendary dogs. So, quiet on the set, please. So, that was Azumarill, Cleffa, and Geodude.
Yep, that's a Geodude.
So, nothing too exciting from the legendary Pokemon, although they are all at level 40, which counts towards 30 plus.
Yeah, let's see if Swerb is gonna go for... He is not, from the look of it. So, from my understanding is there is a way to manip the roamers, right when they are released. It's
Yeah.
like a 1/3 chance for one of them to appear on each route. So, some runners will do that. But it is still random, and it is a pretty big time investment, so we're not gonna see that from Swerb.
Yeah, that is the glitchless strat for Pokemon Crystal. I'm not sure how many of these players run glitchless. I certainly don't.
Yeah, Swerb for sure doesn't run it. I don't know about Soul, but I do know that at the very least, Swerb is aware of the strat.
Noctowl.
Yep, that's
That's a path to Cinco. Getting a burn from that fire punch.
Yep, there are 5 attainable goals, top left to bottom right. Row 5, row 4, column 2, column 1. Yeah, 5.
Column 3, row 2.
Very, very generous seed. There are so many options for these runners right now. If I was them, I would definitely try putting off the Ruins of Alph 1 if possible. So we'll see if they can run into a couple other Pokemon that will alleviate that.
Yep. Meanwhile, we're getting notice from Sol that he has finished his 4 trainers in National Park. He might be going for the bug contest next. We'll see what he chooses to do. Nope, he is skipping it entirely.
Ooh. I mean, maybe he'll do it on cleanup, but...
He also doesn't know this boy's vision.
Yeah, you can't have either of those trainers be on your screen. They have pretty long vision range.
Yeah.
There's also a Sunkern, so that's yet another alternative to...
Yeah.
To that top that top column 3 square.
At this point, we've seen 3 out of the 4 ways to get that Pokemon. And for some reason, Sol is walking. And he's doing teleport strats.
Hey, gotta save that time if he wants to catch up.
So, he doesn't bike, and then he uses teleport.
Yeah, as as the 4-hour said, you can use escape ropes to quickly get to the multiple puzzles, so you don't have to backtrack through Union Cave multiple times.
Yeah. So did he not register the bike?
Did he even get the bike?
He has the bike. I don't think he put it on his select button.
He'll probably be doing that now, yeah. Oh,
No, he's just using menu strats.
Yeah, that is definitely a fair bit slower, just because menuing every time eats it up, and you're not really going to want anything else on select anyway, so you definitely register that.
Yeah. He's not registering it. He might not be a Pokemon runner by trade. I mean, I certainly don't recognize his name in the community. Then again, I didn't recognize your name either coming into this civil.
Yeah, there are quite a few new runners compared to the last tournament. That definitely sparked interest for a lot of people, myself included. So we do have our fair share of new runners in the Cinco bingo scene, and they're learning, which is fine. You know, this is, even if they're not the best right now, these matches are going to be learning experiences for them, hopefully. And I really do hope that none of these runners are going to be beating themselves up too bad.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you might be wondering, why is Swerb fighting this girl? And the answer is because she has a phone number. But not just any phone number, it is the phone number of a lass that you must call to get that goal on row 3, column 2.
And it is the first lass you can really grab that's on your way, so... No roamer from Swerb's side passing through that route.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect the roamer to be there at that point.
I'm not sure when the roamers switched, but this is obviously an anecdote, but I've had my fair share of roamers appear on that route my first time through, very frequently. So, take from that what you will, but not this time around.
Yeah, roamers switch when you go through a map connection, and I think they also switch when you go through certain doors. Swerb taking a heal here, not entirely necessary. The only time you'd want to checkpoint in Olivine is if you were doing the lighthouse.
Not forgetting strength either, which is always nice.
Yep. HMO4 is a very important move because you need it to get to Chuck. And also to get to the black belt that you also have to call.
Yeah, and getting back to Olivine without, like, if you miss strength and you're in Cyanwood, have fun surfing back unless you have teleport, because you can't get fly.
Yeah. Yeah, fly is... Ooh, Swerb not knowing the vision of this girl.
Maybe just forgetting that she was there completely.
Possibly. But yeah, especially on this card where you're not allowed to use repels, having to surf all the way back to Olivine is quite a chore.
Speaking of surf, Soul is working on his Kimono Girls right now.
Yep. At this point, I would say he is a full gym behind Swerb.
Yeah, he has a, like... Oh, there's Shuckle.
Hey! Vanilla berry juice.
I mean, it is a goal. It doesn't open up a bingo inherently, because they still need either Ho-Ho or Vanilla Paris. So... I mean, it's not the most important goal to have right now for them, especially with them having a way to 6 bingos, or 5 bingos already.
Yeah, but it's nice to know that if you wanted, you could style on your opponent. By which I mean, go for blackout.
Yeah. That also means he would have to get an extra berry. Because if he's going for Snore.
Yeah, which isn't really the hardest thing to do. You can just do an extra clock reset to advance the day. You're gonna have to get an extra berry anyway, because they're not getting the one from the contest.
Yep.
Unless, of course, they're absolutely terrible at their attempts to win it. Would it have a different jingle if you got a fake number? Oh my goodness. You're thinking too much of real life. Yeah,
We might See a flying check from Swerb soon. Because he's really close to that flying Pokemon goal. I think the ideal thing for him right now would be to run into either Ho or Lugia, and I think that would give him 7 flying types and that goal as well. So it'd be a quick double.
Yeah. He could also run into Gligar or Delibird.
Yeah. Is that Snorlax?
It's a small Exo Speed Set!
With self-destruct.
And Withdraw! Well, Withdraw is Water type move. But they could teach it Flash and Strength.
Yeah, and then he's good to go.
Yeah. That's 4 moves sharing the Pokemon's type.
So Flash wasn't even required. In terms of that goal anyway.
Well, there's a bird. It's not exactly the legendary bird we were hoping for. I'm trying to learn Swift. I would have considered that, actually. TBQH.
Maybe over Mega Kick, but Swift still isn't particularly great of a move. Especially coming off Haunter's physical.
Mega Kick.
Yeah.
Still, it's better to have 20 chances to get a guaranteed 60 power hit off than 5 chances to get an unlikely 120 power hit off.
Yeah, but at that point I would just teach Haunter Strength over Swift.
True.
Oh.
Anyway, we've got both our runners in gyms right now.
Yeah, sure, we're gonna be finishing this sooner than Soul is, just because Soul's gym is a bit longer in terms of trainers that you need to fight and the amount of Pokemon they have.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit slightly larger gap than one gym between these runners.
Yeah.
Soul situation is a bit dire at this point, just because this is what, like, I want to say almost 15-minute lead on Swerve's part.
Yeah, and with this much information in the ROM, it's going to be quite an uphill climb for Soul to get back in this race.
Yeah, unless Swerve just completely has a brain fart on where to go for cleanup, it's...
Also, Soul doesn't know the quick route through the gym.
Oh yeah, he's doing the full route around instead of skipping the trainer right now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. He's also using Fire Blast against Blastoise. I don't think he understands type matchups.
Well, maybe he was just rushing his blind clicks, but yeah, he should definitely be using Mega Kick. If he has PP. Oh, he didn't have PP for Mega Kick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to go to a center.
Shadow Ball Quagsire! Oh, baby.
Oh.
Not enough to kill.
Yeah. Level 32 may have saved him there. Soul? What are you doing? Go back and heal. You're going to die.
Yeah, he's gonna be struggling, I think, with this Gloom.
Yeah. Well, he got past the Gloom, but he only has one more damaging power point before he starts struggling.
Yeah, okay, he's going back, I think.
Yeah.
Thankfully. Swerve getting Fly, so he's gonna start... I don't think he's gonna start cleaning up right away. I think he's still gonna go and to like a Rage and stuff. Take that out of the way.
Yeah. Well, he's going to start checking his info.
Oh, well, he has 7. Spoiled.
Yep.
Buy the card. Must have exactly 7.
Yes, he does. We're not getting any more info checks. Hi, Mia on the line. Okay, we are getting some info checks. So Crocodile is all over the place.
Yeah, definitely not a half bad
Check the
location.
Eevee!
Well, maybe he's gonna worry about that in a... Oh no, he's going straight for the Croc? Nah. Is he? I just got a quick glance at where they were. I know they were like basically everywhere, but...
Yeah, Sprat Tower was one of the places.
Oh, he's doing bug catching contest now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is he? What are you doing, Swerb? I am thoroughly confused.
I think he's just trying to figure out what his route is, too.
Alright, well, he's off to Lake of Rage.
Throwing us through a loop here, Swerb. Oh look, free money. Missing the hidden item on the bottom left corner of that rock. Another flying type. Yeah, I think Swerb has all the info he needs to finish. Using his bag a tile too early, I do that all the time. For whatever reason, I tend to lift my finger. Why are you going this way? Go left! There's 2 TMs there! You might just be doing this to avoid encounters. Is that a double Arbok?
It is a double Arbok.
What kind of random? And an Umbreon. Duran is literally telling him to look for the evolutions.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Swerb is just wants to get the level 30 Pokemon and then start worrying about his cleanup.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't matter too much whether he does that immediately or later. He's gonna need to invest the time for it anyway. So.
Yep. Oh, he's checking the Magikarp now. Oh, he can't do that until he talks to Lance. It's a bad omen.
Smartly saving before the fight.
Yeah. It's a Metapod. It's a golden Metapod! Is the Eevee Evolution's goal that good right now? Well, if Noctowl plays nice, and he clock resets for the level 30, then yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, we have Noctowl info from Morty's gym.
The row is blocked by Venonat and Paris. The diagonal is not. They have Noctowl and Fearow info. The only issue with the diagonal is the 3rd level 30 Pokemon.
Yeah.
But that's not that bad. He could either reset the clock, or he could just go and do the Suicune side quest to catch it, or run into a roamer, which would be lovely. That would be the best solution for it, but not a guarantee.
Yeah, the column's annoying but doable. There is a Crocodile.
makes going over to Blackthorn a lot more enticing now.
Just watching the card intently. Oh, I just noticed that Defeat Lapras is on the card, so they're going to have to clock reset anyway to Friday. Swerb's currently on Saturday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, because he talked to Lance, he has spawned a bunch of trainers back here.
Oh, huh. Yeah. I like going this way anyway, initially, because you can just fly over straight to Lake of Rage right after you pick up the TMs, and with 20 TMs being on the card, there's no reason not to go over here if you're going for that goal anyway, which it seems Swerb is.
But I have to wonder, Swerb tried doing the elixir check before talking to Lance, and then left the area without doing the elixir check at a time when he could actually do that check.
Maybe he assumed that it just didn't work. We'll see right now.
It looks like he's going for something else.
Yeah, maybe he just assumed the Magikarp didn't work. Or maybe he just doesn't know how the goal worked in terms of checking it. It's not
possibly. It's
not the most common way to get that goal for sure.
Yeah.
And we're getting a Lighthouse play. I just realized. The only reason I can see him coming in here is to check item slots and for the TM. But this is a huge unnecessary time sink for Soul.
Yeah, it's possible that he thinks that mineral badge is required.
Yeah, that would be my guess too.
He probably has only ever played Crystal casually.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. So
I mean, he also doesn't know that the male sprite is objectively slower.
Well, it is slower just because of the menu. Because the female sprite is compressed, and so load times are a bit faster in terms of menus. But yeah, for those who don't know, in Crystal, you do not need to get the mineral badge. You can, as soon as you're done with the 4th gym, you can either go straight to Lake of Rage and that side of Johto, or you could go grab Fly and the mineral badge on the left side of Johto. You do not need to do them, though, for Cinco Bingo usually, because you're never going to the Elite Four, so...
Yeah. Elite Four is a significant time sink. Because you basically have to go for every badge.
Yeah, I've heard myths of people going to the Elite Four, but I've never had the need to do it myself or seen anybody else do it, so...
And that was essentially the motivation for the early Kanto modification, which is present in this ROM, but is not being used for the tournament.
Yep, maybe in a future one, the early Kanto will be enabled, but not for this one. We're just sticking to Johto unless something really terrible happens.
Yep. At the very worst, the players would make a run on Hojo Falls. Anyway, Swerb hitting the spinner. He's easy enough to avoid if you bonk into the left-hand side of him, and then go straight down. So we're coming up on the hour 30 mark. Swerve's going straight to the Blackthorn area.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Black belt, that's a free bingo, and that opens up the bottom row.
Yep. It's also a good checkpoint for the 3 level 30 Pokemon. If he wants to clock reset, that is. I mean, if he wants to defeat the Lapras, he's gonna have to clock reset anyway. We might be seeing a swag boulder from Swerb. Let's watch.
Okay, he didn't accidentally push the boulder up one more. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I've done that sometimes. It's annoying.
Well, Soul did not forget strength either, so that's another benefit for him.
Yep. He is, however, going the slower route.
There's
There's a Lapras! Shit!
Thankfully, he realized that it's on the card, and we are spoiled, so we know he successfully defeated Lapras. That's a neat little time save for Soul. Definitely way more convenient running into it in the wild than it is going all the way to Union Cave to kill whatever the Lapras is.
Yeah, it also means that he does not need to clock reset for the Lapras. He will, however, still need to clock reset for the Poison Barb.
Another pseudo Master Ball.
Yeah, sort of picking up all these items that I just blitz past in my own runs.
I mean, with Berry Juice and Elixir on the card, it doesn't hurt. It'll definitely end up saving you time, even with the Shuckle, if you run into one of those two.
Yeah.
Well, there's an Elixir. Not the one he needs, but it's an Elixir.
It's the elixir we have, but not the one we deserve. Alright. Now, I wonder, does Swerb know the way to the Black Belt? This is not the fastest way, just saying.
Yeah, it's not the fastest way. This is not a required trainer, I don't believe.
Lapras are everywhere. I wonder why Swerb didn't see any.
Another one.
Anyway, while we're in a slower period of the race, I'd like to ask you to give these runners a follow. They've, gone through all these pains to put on a good show for you.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say pain. This seed ROM combo has been pretty heckin' nice to them, but either way, you should be following these runners if you want some more hot Cinco Bingo action for sure.
Yeah, and be sure to follow us for more hot Cinco Bingo action, because we're also in this tournament.
We are in fact in this tournament. Not in the greatest position, I'm in losers, but hey.
Hey, same with me. I lost my first match to bad RNG.
That is, yeah, that's a struggle. Also, be sure to follow Randomania. They've done a great job so far at helping us rebroadcast these streams, these races for you guys. They have a ton of different randomized events going on between all the different tournaments and marathons, so if you want to stay up to date with the Randomania races and stuff, please give them a follow. They've been a huge help to us, so.
Yeah.
Well, Swerb is done in Blackthorn, it seems.
Yep. He fought the Black Bolt. He got the number. Although I missed it, so I don't actually know if he actually remembered the number.
Soul's also in the gym now, thankfully. He's gonna be getting his fly shortly, so he's gonna enter the cleanup phase.
He also picked up the secret potion.
Oh, did he? Yeah. He must think that Jasmine's required to get over to the Black.
And he didn't heal. Oh my god, I don't think he checkpointed either.
He's not buying potions either, which... I mean, like,
mistake.
The only time you should ever really be going into the Pokemon Center is to refresh your PP. You should be buying tons of items so that you don't have to make this trip over to heal all the time. It is a lot.
I typically run on a low money route, so I'll buy a whole bunch of balls and repels and escape ropes, and whoops, no money for potions.
Yeah. But I mean, with all the items they've run into a ton of stat boosting items and slowpoke tails, and they most certainly can afford potions in this seed.
Yep. Cheezabuzz. Yeah, normally we're more on our pun game, but it's late.
I think Swerb almost used the done button in the battle by accident.
You can't throw the done button, Swerb.
He caught the Electabuzz?
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Maybe he just likes Electabuzz.
That's not the TM. If a runner uses the done button by accident, they get automatically disqualified. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, you can back out of the done button menu. So it's not a huge deal.
Yeah. One thing to note is that there is a level 30 Pokemon in here. The cave that Swerve's in right now. But you can't find it at night. TM26.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be short on TM still.
Yeah, he's got like 12 or 13. There's a ton more that he can find just lying around on the ground.
Soul entering the Chuck fight, so assuming he doesn't have any issues. I know this Quagsire has Shadow Ball, but he should still be okay. His Haunter's level 34. Ooh. That leftover. Put him back in the green.
Alright, so I think Swerve's going to be teeing up some of these Pokemon goals. Why is this Pokemon so special? It doesn't have any mail. Yeah, so there's TM50 here, there's TM of 5. Swerve, there's a Pokemon goal here. You remember that, don't you? Oh, he's just getting berries for Snore.
Yep. Gonna finish up TM13. Which just opens up the bottom row for him.
Well, he doesn't know where Lapras is.
Well, I mean, I figure he's just gonna go to Union Cave, worst comes to worst.
Yeah, clock reset for that.
Like, if he's getting Snore, I don't see him going for column 4 because he still doesn't have Ho-Oh or Lugia info, so he must be 4.
Yeah. By the way, you can back down here. I'm not sure if you.
Oh, he could also be grabbing TM Snore for the TM goal itself. So.
Yeah. there's a dig TM, which actually does teach dig. Execute is everywhere. Just straight vertical line down the region.
Yeah, we saw one earlier in Sprout Tower as well.
There's Totodile.
Soul fighting a Starmie right now. Is he doing the... He might be doing the Suicune side quest right now.
I don't think so.
I don't remember Swerb running into a Starmie anywhere.
I don't know what fight he's doing. He might be doing Eugene.
Yeah, that's what I think he's doing. That's why I said he might be doing the Suicune side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, when you said Suicune side quest, I was thinking the Wise Trio.
Nope. You need to do this to run into Suicune at route on the at the route towards Lake of Rage. So, well, not Lake of Rage, but to
Well, Swerb's picked up a Sunflora. By the way, as we get later and later into this race, I do want to mention that we have a hard stopping time of 2 hours in. Our restreamer needs to go to bed at some point. As do we. Anyway, so just now getting his fly HM. And he's walking to the photo studio. Okay. Interesting choice.
Not sure what he's looking for. Not much left to do, Guinewood.
And by not much, I think you mean nothing at all.
I mean, maybe he was looking for the potion shop, but...
You need to talk to the man first! Swerb!
He remembers. One of those small things you can forget.
Yeah. There we go.
Alright, well, another TM and a goal for Swerb. Let me...
And Soul is climbing up the lighthouse again. This is more time loss for him. And he's fighting this optional. So the only thing that Soul really has over his opponent is the fact that he defeated a Wild Lapras.
Yeah. Soul just, unfortunately, doesn't seem super familiar with what is required 100% and what's optional, and that's kind of biting him in the butt.
Yeah. He's also made a number of significant writing errors. Swerb too, such as taking the elevator instead of the stairs. How could you, you traitor?
Sometimes you don't want to walk upstairs, sometimes your feet hurt. Got a couple more TMs though, I think still short, unfortunately.
I mean, the only time you want to take the elevator is when you're going to the basement, because there's no stairs leading down there.
He's 1 TM short.
4 hour... After the 2 hour mark, we all go to bed.
Yep, 19 TMs, 1 TM short. He hasn't grabbed the Rocket Hideout one. I know that.
He hasn't grabbed the Goldenrod basement one either, and I don't think he's going to. I don't think he knows where that is.
Checking his Pokemon. in the Pokedex for a couple goals he's missing. See, we have info on Noctower Firo, Golbat. Golbat is in
Slowpoke well. Yeah. So he's going straight there.
I think I saw it in Dark Cave too, but yeah, and Soul doing Jasmine, unfortunately.
Maybe he'll get info on Ho-Oh. No, he gets info on Haunter.
Yeah, this hurts a bit to watch.
Yeah, that's the that's Swerb getting the TM down in the well. You might as well pick up the Golbat while he's here. So that's 20 if chat's count is correct, and it looks like it is.
Yep, that is 20. So that's second bingo for Swerb.
Yep. Now the
Now what?
optimal route from here would be to clock reset for the Lapras. Get the Lapras. Get the 3 level 30.
Get the Golbat, get the Noctowl Firo. Bug catching oh, well, they don't have info on Vener Paris.
I mean, we don't need Venonat Paris.
Yeah, I mean, Ruins of Alpha is just one of the longest goals. Even with optimal strat, it's still a heavy investment.
But it's a good goal to do in go mode.
Yeah, like it'll definitely finish off the board if he goes for that goal. I just don't think he wants to. I know Swerve is not a fan of it. Well, Soul has 5 badges. No, he has 6 badges now, which is more than Swerve. So, closer to the Elite Four.
Which is not the goal of this run, just saying. Think the Grimer's in the forest? It might be in the water.
Yeah, if he grabs column row, if he grabs row 3, column 5, that's 4 bingos. Right? I'm not going crazy. 1, 2... No, that would be 5. You could avoid You're right. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, so Swerve's road to victory would be row 3, column 3.
Well, he still needs Gligar or Delibird.
Oh, yeah. And Ho and Lugia. So I think either way, the only way he can actually get all 5 bingos is with the Ruins of Alpha puzzles. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh, and there is top left, bottom right. I forgot about that. They have info on top left, bottom right.
Yep, Noctowl Firo, and more than 2 evolutions.
Yeah, several. They have EV info as well, so...
There is a Grimer. By the way, Swerb, I know you can't hear me, but it's faster to scroll right through the bag to get to your balls. It's 1 click instead of 3.
Haunter is evolving. We got a Gengar, boys.
Yeah, boy.
Getting the Gengar before Swerve.
Yes, I don't think Swerve's going to be getting the Gengar at all in this run. He hasn't fought enough optionals. And he is about to die.
Throw a level ball, Swerve. You have 2. Yeah, and Swerve hasn't run into nearly as many optional trainers as Soul has, so...
And I think Soul is just lost as to what to do next.
Yeah.
He's not even flying.
He must be thinking about where berries are? Maybe?
No, he's trying to get the number.
Oh,
He
the
doesn't
last
know
number.
where she is. Oh, yeah. Yes, there's a lot of experience that Swerb passed up on in the interest of time. Oh, that bonk did it for him. He's hit the last, or picnicker. The girl.
In terms of the level 30, there are two different options. Well, technically three, but there's the roamers that you can run into randomly, which aren't guaranteed, but if you happen to find one, that's the quickest way. There is Suicune, and then there is also a random level 30 Pokemon that can appear on Blackthorn, on the route south of Blackthorn, and in the Dark Cave. That is level 30, but it is also random, and it can be a bit hard to find at times.
I'm gonna have to unmark this.
Yeah, he has not called her. He needs to call her first, but that only takes a quick second.
Yeah, this is one of the rare instances in which we're allowed to communicate directly with the runners to give them a ruling on why we marked or unmarked the goal.
Do you think a level 13 Mew would win it? I don't. Might be good enough.
Well, apparently, you get a cell signal inside the Pokemon Center.
Do you? Huh.
Yeah. That I wasn't sure what. You're here too! You're here too! Oh my god, this contest is loaded!
Why even bother going anywhere else when all you need is a bug catching contest, apparently? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. That's big.
Yeah.
Also, a bug in the contest? What kind of rando?
That makes bottom left top right way easier. Soul going straight for the Ruins of Alph though.
Doing the first puzzle. It's doing this in optimal order. Just saying. Is this even randomized?
Though he does seem to be getting the pieces in pretty easily.
Yeah, this is the easy puzzle.
Yeah.
He's just taking his time at it.
Yeah, Paris is a bug grass type.
Yep. Yeah. You remember because it's quad weak to
fire.
And flying. And he said no to taking the Wigglytuff. So he's going to have to catch another Pokemon to win the contest with.
I don't think it's gonna be that Mareep. He's probably looking for that Mew he ran into earlier.
Yeah. Probably wants it at least 14.
Yeah, I think at 14 he's pretty much got in the bag with the Mew, but...
Oh yeah, Bug was weak to poison in Gen 1. God bless Gen 1.
The reset coming out from Swerb.
I
don't think that was intentional.
Well, That means that gets unmarked.
Yeah.
He wanted to go in without a burn. I think he did. Wasn't paying that close attention. It is almost 1 a.m. in my time zone.
Yeah,
That's a slowpoke.
This Aerodactyl puzzle, stumping Soul a bit, probably pulling up a reference for it.
And still getting the pieces in the wrong place. Nope.
Now he needs to find. Now Swerb needs to end up finding that Paris again, and on top of that, well, there's the Mew.
Let's see if it's yeah, 16 will win for sure.
Yeah, that'll definitely win. Not catch.
No! What are you doing? Swerb! Come on! I want to go to bed. I'm so mad right now.
Well, there he goes. Oh, 14, not 16. Oh no.
Was that teleport?
Yeah, the Mew teleported away.
God
Vanilla.
bless Mew.
Vanilla Mew.
What kind of rando?
Wigglytuff will be fine too, probably though. With the way the bug catching point calculation works.
Yeah.
And it having a ton of HP.
Yep. And this one's 18.
We are approaching that 2-hour mark pretty quickly. So
Yeah. So I was just going to try and find that Paris again.
yeah, absolutely. That Paris is a pretty big time save. With it being right here and win bug catching contest right next to it. Yeah, Wigglytuff has a... I'm not sure what its base stat for HP is, but I know it's its largest stat.
Yeah, so now he's got the Paris goal again.
Yeah, Wigglytuff has 140 base HP, which is a huge amount compared to a lot of the other Pokemon. Mew only has 100 base. Well, it has 100 base in everything, so not surprising. Alright, well, I got the Sunstone.
I'm gonna mark this Paris back for him, since he seems to have forgotten.
Yeah, so he's level 30 Pokemon. That would give him 2 more Bing. Well, then he also needs to defeat Lapras, and then that would be 2 Bingos, and then knock down off Fearow, right? And that's it?
Yeah, that should be.
Just 3 more goals.
Coming up on our last minute of commentary, so I just want to thank you all for hanging with us, watching this run so far. If you want to continue watching these runners, I suggest you pull up a multi-twitch. I'll get a link for you for that.
Yeah, both of these runners still going to be racing, even without us restreaming it. They're both... So we're pretty close to finishing up. Soul still got a ways to go, but... Yeah, overall, this card ROM combo wasn't half bad. A lot of really nice encounters early on, giving them tons of info, so...
Which just goes to show you that good running can make or break a race. Anyway, I'm PikalaxALT.
And I am the CivilYoshi.
And a huge thanks to our restreamer. whose name I keep forgetting because I'm an idiot.
Noristra.
Noristra, yeah.
Yep, thank you very much, guys, for hanging out. We will be doing more Single Bingo on this channel at some point, so stay tuned for that if you are interested. Not tonight, obviously, but in the future we will have more tournament races on this channel. Make sure to follow for that.